Mr. Blatt? Was Mr. Blatt here?
Okay. Who's here for court?
Then we may as well.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Blatt is here.
Oh, are you Wingtep TMRV?
I don't know what that is.
I don't either, but that's what you're identified for on the Zoom call. A lot of people can put their name in there, so I know who I'm talking to. Yours just says Wingtech TMRV.
This is really the first time I've used Zoom. I'm not familiar with it.
Get your camera so I can see you.
I'm trying to. This is a new phone, so I'm not familiar with it. I can't see anything where to activate the camera.
Go down in the lower left. There you've changed it. Oh, did you do that? Okay.
To start my video.
So on the lower left screen, you should have a little, there, I think you're going to come on here in a second. Yeah, there you are.
You see me?
Hi there.
Okay, I don't see me, but...
I see you. And did you mute it? No.
No, I didn't mute him.
Okay, so I need you to unmute, Mr. Blatt. Click on your microphone. So Mr. Blatt, in the lower left corner, there's going to be a little silhouette of a microphone with a line through it. You need to click on that. I can't hear you until you do that. I can't hear you. You've muted your microphone. You need to unmute it.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I'd like to be able to do both, hear you and see you.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you. I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
Shit.
I heard that.
Sorry.
There you are.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect, and I can see you, so don't change a thing.
All right, I won't touch it.
So there's a motion on the calendar here. You're representing yourself, correct?
I am myself. I'm in propria persona.
I'm sorry?
I'm in propria persona.
Okay, well, in any case, you don't have an attorney and you'll be running your own defense. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay, and so the state's asked to, there's just a state, the city of Tumwater is asking to continue the trial. Did you see that motion?
No. But I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. But I will tell you what the substance of the motion is.
I have to explain if you missed the last hearing. I was poisoned by insecticide. I bought anti-flea spray for my dog, and it said non-toxic on it, so I sprayed it all over the house and my bed and my clothes, and it knocked me out for 2 weeks, and I still lose my balance sometimes. It was really poison.
Okay.
All right, guys, buckle up because today's courtroom chaos kicks off instantly. From the very start, Leonard Blatt fumbles through basic Zoom controls, insisting he's never used it despite past hearings proving otherwise. The judge tries to walk him through the simplest steps while Blatt spirals in confusion, setting the tone for a hearing that promises nothing but disorder. This intro perfectly captures the tension, awkwardness, and unintentional.
But here's where we're at on the trial. The state filed a motion. Let's see, right now, trial is set for confirmation is October 22nd, in 2 days. And then the trial is set for October 29th and 30th. The state's asking to move that because they have a witness issue. One of the police officer apparently is not available on that time. And so they want to move the trial maybe a week or two. And I guess I would get your position on that request.
Well, what'll happen if I decline that, if I object to it?
Well, then they're asking, then I get to decide whether or not the state has shown good cause to continue the trial or not. And then one of two things can happen, I guess. You're objecting, I can sustain your objection, not continue the trial, and then the state would probably be out of luck. Or I could find good cause because a material witness is unavailable, and then I can go a little bit beyond when speedy trial is to allow the trial to take place with the state's witness. And I can tell you a couple of things. One thing that this is a fairly common occurrence from both the defense and the state. And if a defense comes to me and says, hey, look, I need these witnesses to defend my case, but they're not available, can we move the trial? I'll generally accommodate that. I'll let people put on their defense. But the same is true for the state. If they have a witness, and I think who is material to their case, and they can't proceed without, I'll give the state some leeway to find good cause and reset the trial to when that witness can appear. So that might be a spoiler alert, but it's up to you. You don't have to agree. No one's asking you that. I'm telling you what the state's asking. I'm telling you what generally happens in situations like this. And I'm just asking for your response, and then I'll make a ruling.
Okay, if you deny the prosecution's request, then the trial would be held in 2 days?
No, I don't know what would happen if they denied the state's request. Then if the state can't proceed, they can't. But I think
Okay.
I kind of hinted that generally I grant this type of motion, because I want to be upfront with you. But it's
Yes,
up to you as to how you want to decide.
Well, I object to their motion.
All right. I'm going to find good cause to continue the trial because of the state's unavailability of a state's witness. I'm going to ask Ms. Kidmacher, when's the soonest available date that you can be ready and have a trial? And I'll set it for that date.
Your Honor, my understanding is the officer is unavailable through November 8th. Other than that, I don't have notes as to other unavailable dates.
All right, guys. Things heat up fast as Blatt launches into a bizarre explanation about being poisoned by insecticide, claiming it knocked him out for 2 weeks and still affects his balance. The judge listens politely but keeps the hearing grounded, explaining the state's request to continue the trial due to an unavailable witness. Blatt tries to object, but the judge lays out how these motions work and why the delay is likely unavoidable. The tension builds as...
So what we're going to do then, Mr. Blatt, we're going to set the trial for November 17th and 18th, and then we'll have confirmation on, let me put these on November 12th, which is a Wednesday at the afternoon.
May I ask something?
Yes.
As I understand, the hearing I missed was the motions hearing, right?
No, this is the motion hearing.
Okay, I'm not prepared because, as I said, I was sick and I'm still recovering.
The motion is, hang on just a second. The motion is to continue the trial. And I've already asked you what your response to that is.
Oh, so it's the prosecution's motion, but I also,
Yes.
didn't I also notice?
Your response to that is.
Oh, so it's the prosecution's motion, but I also,
Yes.
didn't I also notice a motion hearing?
Okay, we can renote that if you want. I didn't see that. That's not
Yes,
what I'm
please.
here for here today. When did you ask for that motion hearing to be held? Oh, I see.
Your Honor, at the hearing back on September 3rd, I see a note for a motion hearing set for today. Defendant must file his motion no later than October 6th. And
Well, that was me.
state.
Yeah, did you ever file anything?
I don't think so because, like I said, I
Because you were
was
sick. I get it. Yeah, all right. Well, you're still free to, let's see. Well, do you want that motion heard?
Yes, please, but I'm not.
You better
prepared.
file it. I mean, you were supposed to file something by October 8th. We didn't get
Right.
anything.
Right. Can we reset that and the deadline for me to submit the motions?
Yes, we can do that, but we'll probably, in order to accommodate that, we're going to have to move this trial out a little bit further.
Okay, past the speedy date?
Yes, it's already past the speedy date based on my finding of good cause because of the state's material witness unavailability. I can, at your request, if you want your motion heard before that, I'll accommodate that, but we're going to have to mess with the dates a little bit.
Okay, I'll waive speedy trial rights for that.
Okay. Well, I don't even think we need to get there. I can make findings. Okay, so let's forget those dates. Let me redo these dates here. Well, let me ask you, how are you feeling now? How quickly can you get your motion together?
I'm doing okay. Like I said, I lose my balance sometimes, but I'm getting better.
I'm just asking you for a time limit. How much time do you need? I'll give you the time you need. I just want to know how much you need.
1 week.
All right.
1 week.
So hang on just today. Let me take a look here.
All right, guys, this section dives into peak sovereign citizen logic. Blatt objects to the continuance, but then asks for his own extension, claiming he was too sick to file motions. The judge walks him step by step through new deadlines, explaining the impact on speedy trial rights, and even offering flexibility to help him prepare. Blatt shifts between demanding fairness and misunderstanding basic procedure, while the judge patiently restructures the entire schedule to accommodate.
Your Honor, I'm not sure what type of motion or whether it's going to be something that requires officer testimony, so I would just ask that it be.
My guess is if it's constitutional grounds, and if you need officer testimony, you can ask to reset it, but I
would ask that it be set after November 8th.
all right. Because the officers need to be
Correct.
present. All right, so we're gonna set a motion hearing for, November 10th. All right,
Yes.
you need to have your motion filed by, October, 27th. It's a week from today, so you have a week to get your motion together. Get it filed by October 27th. The state, needs to get their response in by November 3rd. And then the motion will be heard on November 10th. Why don't we just do a confirmation for that date also? And then I already moved the trial date to November 17th and 18th. We'll just leave that date. And then the confirmation will be the same as the motion hearing date on November 10th. And if he's successful, then we'll do it that way.
And you said trial 17th and 18th.
What's that? 17th and 18th.
Thank you.
Okay, so do you understand where we're at?
Yes.
When do you need to have your motion filed by?
The 27th, 1 week.
Right. And then the state by the 3rd, we'll see everybody back here on the 10th.
Okay. Thank you.
Hang on just a second. I have another question for you. Have you been getting text reminders of court dates?
Yes.
Great. We'll see you back here, and then this will be excluded from speedy trial calculation. I'll make that finding based on the witness unavailability and to accommodate Mr. Blatt's ability to get his motion in.
Okay, so Mr. Blatt, you filed various motions to dismiss the driving with suspended license third degree against you. I've read all of it. And we are getting kind of late in the morning here. Is there anything you'd like to say that is different from what, or that you'd like to highlight from the motions that you filed?
Well, first, may I ask the court to identify yourself and the prosecutor?
Certainly. I'm Court Commissioner Jacob Stillwell.
Uh-huh.
And
Prosecutor today is Ford Libby, Rule 9, supervised by Rosemary Fitzgerald.
Okay. Yes. When the officer stopped me, he asked me for paperwork and simply accused me of a paperwork violation. He asked for three things: license, proof of insurance, and registration. Anyone who's engaged in a potentially hazardous activity like operating a motor vehicle has to have his paperwork in order, especially insurance, because he can cause damage with his car. Excuse me. Same thing is true with yourself, because being a judge is a potentially hazardous occupation because it involves violence. No one can be put in a jail cell without unwanted touching. And a lot of damage can come to people if a judge does something wrong. And as a person who has been through a family court and witnessed how unprofessional and out of control the judiciary is here in Washington, and I think you know that the reputation of...
All right, guys, now we shift to the next hearing where Blatt arrives confident and ready to argue, but not in the way anyone expects. He challenges the court's authority, demands identification from the judge and prosecutor, and begins building a bizarre comparison between driving paperwork and judicial credentials. His tone is confrontational, insisting the legal system is untrustworthy. The judge tries to redirect him toward the actual motions, but Blatt keeps steering the conversation into conspiratorial
legal system
territory.
in Washington is very bad. I mean, even at one point, the federal government had to come in and supervise and babysit the police because they weren't being controlled.
so I'm going to just try to frame what I'm looking for. Because again, I did read what you briefed, and so maybe it would be helpful if sort of I outline my thinking here. I'll give you a chance to respond. I'll give the chance for the city of Tumwater as well to weigh in here. But let me just kind of start where I'm at. That sounds good.
Sure.
Okay. All right, because I know a lot of your arguments are sort of based on sort of overall authority to enforce these laws against you. So I'll sort of start there, right? The revised Code of Washington, which is the state legal code that is applicable here to criminal offenses related to driver's license. It provides at RCW 4620-342 that it's unlawful for anyone to drive a motor vehicle in the state while the person has a suspended or revoked driver's license. The allegations against you is that you were driving a motor vehicle on a public road with a suspended driver's license. Now, those are still allegations against you. That hasn't been proven. But the city of Tumwater is within its authority to pursue that prosecution because you were allegedly driving a car with a suspended license. And so I know you've raised a number of concerns around that. One of them being, right to travel. You do have the right to travel. You don't have a right in any particular mode of travel. So driving a car does trigger certain legal requirements.
Excuse me. I've been in this court already, I think this is the 5th time, and each time I've heard the judge make the arguments that the prosecutor is supposed to make. In other words, the judge has been prosecuting. I was making a point. I was heading toward a point when you asked to interject.
Sure.
Okay, so we need to take care of some preliminary matters first. Just as I had to produce paperwork when officer saw me, what he believed to be engaged in privileged activity, you need your paperwork in order too, and I just need to verify that your paperwork is in order. I am eager to argue my motions, and I'm eager to hear the prosecutor's response. But first, we need to know if you have your license to operate, which is your oath of office. That's analogous to a driver's license. It's because nobody has a right to be a judge. It's a privilege. And also your bond, your official bond through a surety company is analogous to an insurance for a driver. Because if I'm injured in the course of these proceedings, I need to know that I can be compensated. So
you are welcome to file a public records request asking for any documentation around my authority as the court commissioner or anyone else's.
Right, and I couldn't do that because I didn't know who would appear today as a judge. I mean, I asked before and I couldn't get a clear answer. Also, your bond is supposed to be filed with the county clerk. And with your permission, I want to make it easy for you. Don't want to make you produce it for me. I could go around the corner, it's in the same building here, and verify that your bond is filed with sufficient sureties.
So we're not going to do that today for relevancy purposes here, because what's relevant here is not anything related to me, it's related to.
All right, guys, the final stretch escalates as Blatt argues that judges must show their license to operate, comparing O's and bonds to driver insurance. He claims he needs proof the court is properly authorized before he can even proceed. The judge calmly points him to the proper process, public records requests, but Blatt insists he couldn't prepare because he didn't know who would appear. The clash between legal reality and Blatt's imagined rules becomes crystal clear.
It absolutely is relevant to you because it's all about whether you have jurisdiction, and you don't have jurisdiction without your oath of office timely filed and a bond with sufficient sureties. And I have a pocket brief here that I'll give you the court and a copy to the prosecutor to show you.
I'm going to stop you again, and I don't mean to interrupt here, but you have the opportunity to look at those documents. If you're able to find documents in any way, indicating that we don't have the proper authority or to operate as a court in this case, you're welcome to get those documents and present them. But we're not, during the course of the prosecution, going to chase down every indication without any supported evidence that something's amiss here. So if you have something through a public records request, you're able to bring it. But we're not going to chase down all of those arguments as they pop up. We're not going to play whack-a-mole necessarily with arguments being made without evidence.
So if I told the officer who stopped me that I have a driver's license, I have insurance, trust me, it's your job to go look for it, not mine to produce it, what do you think he would have done?